Okay, looks like we're live. Hello, and welcome to what is at least potentially another episode of The Joy of Planting, assuming all of this works. We're kind of doing it on the fly. And I am joined here today by Forrest, who we're going to do some collab stuff and try and figure out how to route this thing, as we've torn up a number of holes. Forrest, you wanna say hi to the folks?
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, I just hold on one sec. I just realized I gotta adjust the audio levels. All right, now we should be good.
A strong start.
Obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna start with Matt and I both done routings on the same plot. We came up with the good thing is we came up with a lot of similarities to start
Yes.
in terms of green sites, so we're not in a completely different viewpoint of where we're going.
That being said, I also did resculpt a lot of the plot that didn't have holes in it. Not anything like, Orion, will you stop? Here. Or not. Sorry. Just because, like, the stuff by the clubhouse was just, I thought the sculpting was really rough. So I just, like, I raised some land out here by the pseudo skyline that I had just penciled in, just so that there's not like a 40-foot fall off, that sort of stuff.
I got you. All right, so let's do a lag test real quick. So plant a tree somewhere.
All right.
Let me just count from when you say you planted it, but I see it on foot.
Yep. All right, one sec. And plant.
All right, like 5 seconds.
All right, that's not terrible. I think we can work with that.
Yeah, I thought we were pretty close, but I was watching you move around. Good.
All right, so
we're off to a strong start.
So as you can see, I left number 1 here the same. Although this doesn't have to be the first hole, but it's just
yeah.
And then number 2, I kind of left the same. I got rid of 3 was here. I penciled in like 2 potential hole ideas in here, both of which I kind of think are better. There's, number 6 in here, then number 7 off on this side. I think, we were lacking in some shorter holes, so we have 6 is, I guess it's about 450, but you can probably shorten it a little if you cut the dog leg, and then
I had one here, so I think you're getting the same place that I had with 14 on mine. Let me see. I'm looking at the we're about the same place at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's just kind of these like locally mounds out there that I was like, I had it set as like
I dialed the sculpting up over on that side a little bit as well.
Yeah, they just kind of had that was one. It was like when I got to on my route and figuring out how to kind of swing outside of the left to come back around at the end was when I found that one. I was like, yeah, part of me, well, yeah, with planting it buried. That's
yeah.
As long as we run a couple holes there, and I was like, yeah, we can.
Hey, Trail Ducker, welcome to the stream. Anyway, and yes, it is Forrest in chat. So I decided I could probably make, I guess this is number 4 in the original routing. I figure I could probably make this into like a kind of pseudo 3-shot par 5.
Yeah, and that goes back into where, I'm looking at that. So that's like what
yeah, so it's like you can...
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, something so you can like hit a fairway wood into this green, but it gets, kind of difficult. Or you lay up and hit a wedge type thing. I don't know. It's an option. I'm not sure if it's a great option yet, but we can play with it. I just figured that like the standard par 4 wasn't doing a ton for me, so
yeah. Because what's interesting is like in my plan when I came up with this, I used that same green side, and so go up the hill and go up there by 2 green.
Mm-hmm.
And that where you have 2 green, I went like just above that, and I looked at the green from the.
Gotcha. So you would stretch that into a 5 and use this green site, yeah.
No, so I was using so above 2 green. I was playing down to the old 4 green as like a par 3. It's this
Oh,
like
gotcha, gotcha.
120
Yeah, yeah,
yard.
yeah. You're
That's
playing
what I
down
was
that
doing.
way. All right.
Yeah, so it's like we both got to 2. We were just I was coming to 2 from 30 degrees to the right of you, and
Gotcha.
then I was going elsewhere for a while, and then I came back around, and it was like I was playing the what is now the 3 green. I was playing to it just from but 2 green is another like a
Gotcha.
super short par 3 there. So yeah, it's so let me look here. So we've got
Yeah, I
the
can I
one
can zoom
2.
out. I
Yeah,
have a lot of very rough doodling. Once, just
yeah. I'm
so
trying to see
I
where
can
I went.
delete some of that once we settle on
Yeah,
whether we
so
do or don't like whole ideas.
yeah, so your 1 and 2 is kind of here. 6, both in the same place there. So that I had my third hole.
Yeah, I actually ended up leaving. Well, I guess in the this fourth hole here and
Yeah,
this fifth
my hole
hole.
that I hate.
Oh, do you not like this one, the short
Oh no,
three?
I didn't like 5. I was putting something in there. I tried like 3 different things. The one that's or the one that you have marked as
It's funny. I had actually left this one specifically because I kind of liked the idea there.
yeah, and so I ripped that fairway and redid it like 3 times.
Yeah,
If you're on the file that I sent you this morning, like 3 times, I've never
yeah,
like yeah, this is the one I did because I kept messing with like it's like I like the look of it. I just couldn't get a hole there.
yeah. And again,
So
it's like obviously it's just kind of a very rough idea, but I just generally like the idea of like this being kind of one of the blind shots on the course, and you just
oh yeah,
blow it over that hill. So I thought, like, oh, this is an interesting enough proposition, and I think it uses that sort of difficult piece of land well enough to warrant keeping it.
yeah, I agree. It's
And actually, I'm pondering making this a short three. I moved the tee up to like 150 something. It clears out a little room from the now third hole, but and then we can that lets us make the green kind of like just nasty.
yeah. Let me open I need to open that map where I've got the 2 routings together so I can
Yeah.
as I'm seeing them. I look because I have my game open, but
Mhm.
that'll allow me to look at it a little bit easier. Okay,
So
so
yeah,
with 1,
and then I
2,
had so I with I figure most of these whole ideas work fairly well, and they're actually routed like there's a very tight routing there, which I kind of enjoy. Like it doesn't feel crowded, but it's not wasting any space in there.
yeah. So look at 3. So let me look at down 3.
Look
So
down
you
the
go
third one
down,
or this one.
yeah. That's where I think we've got a kind of a similar idea working there.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what I had put together looks like so I came down to where oh, so you have 3 going the other direction.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Oh yeah, because I had that on my map as number 8. I ran down to that Keating's
Oh
area.
yeah.
So
So you started off like here and
off
ran.
of like from like what is your current 1 2? My third hole, then like off the second green
Hmm.
would play down that hole. I mean, I'd set up a little further right,
Yeah.
obviously, because there was with a green set there. We're going to come back into the green set. Um, that's what I was trying to see, like how I like went outside of the green we had for 3, and I
Hmm.
played kind of like through those trees down to also that little green, and then did a let's see, let's see. Here, I wonder if I do it the other way. I'm gonna try something wonky for a second. I
Yeah.
wonder if I share my screen on Discord to you. You don't put it on the stream, obviously, but just, I'm thinking if I share it, but I pick a direction, then I can like point to you and be like, "Oh, hey, do you see this?"
Yeah. I'm not. I'm. It's worth a shot. I'm just not 100% on how that would work.
Yeah,
Again,
we'll
it's
make the
that.
video. This is just for like communication, so it's
No, no,
easier.
no.
And
I
I keep
know
like
that.
pointing to your
I
screen.
purely just meant from a bandwidth issue of
Okay,
I
okay,
haven't tried streaming video and watching video at the same time.
I got you. Well,
Like
I'll
my
put it on like a
internet's
15
okay,
FPS.
but not great, so it might struggle with such stuff. But we can give it a
Yeah,
shot, and chat
I'll
can
turn it
let
down
me
to
know if there's any issues. I
yeah. All
don't.
right, I turned it down to. I'm gonna turn it down to 15 FPS. So,
All right, that works.
and
Ryan,
then
what do you
minus
do?
2. All right. Let's see what we get here. Okay.
I
Can you
don't.
see me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what I
Actually, let
have.
me
So this is.
keep a Streamlabs tab open just to make sure that it's not dropping frames while we do this. All right, perfect. Let's.
Okay. Yeah. So this is like your 1 was here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you've got 2 going.
Yeah, it starts from
Or
the
this
left
is
and
the
goes
2.
up the hill. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you went back up the hill here. And so this is the green that is the 4th hole for you, where you're like playing up here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have just cleared out. So for me, the numbers were like 6, 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had just like come over here to the right where these little, holes in
Yeah,
the ground
I
are.
didn't have any issues with your routing. I think it's just more
No,
along
yeah,
the
I'm just
lines
looking at.
of you were trying to make the best of like the land off to like toward the clubhouse, and that land just kind of sucks. And I looked at it and went like,
The land
I
like over
needed
here.
to, yeah, like
Yeah, and that's
that
what.
needed some help.
Yeah.
So I just thought like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna resculpt that, and then we can
That's why like
re-find holes
I
there.
jammed in 5 holes. Like this hole I was fine with. Like
Mhm.
this hole is like.
Yeah. Again, there's some good holes in there. It's more just along
Yeah,
the
this was
lines
just to
of
like
like,
get this part
yeah.
of the course.
Yeah,
Like
it's more
really.
along the lines of I hadn't sculpted out far enough to really give you like reasonable land to build holes
Yeah.
on.
Well, and I think what we've got is I think we both really like this. I
Hmm.
mean, hence the way we both routed up as much of the course in our over here as we could.
Yeah, and again, because that's
So,
kind of that's where I started and actually did sculpting. So.
yeah. So what I'm thinking, so if we have 1 and 2 there, I'm thinking we could do something like this. Because I want to keep 3 in some form or fashion.
Hmm.
Something where we, swing down here long, turn around. That's where I jammed in like like a little drive and pitch for.
Hmm.
Something where we're going to have, the slope cambering off here, but the grade's kind of just in here even into a little hole. And then peel back up, and then we can use that green that you currently have as a 3 if you want. This
Gotcha.
long 3 like up the hill. Then it's like this fun, like infinity,
Hmm.
like that kind of part 3.
Gotcha.
Um, just as again, like that, we know we like this land, like how many holes can fit into it.
Yeah.
For now, and then yeah, I had to do kind of a double switch back thing, and that's where then I got myself back up to the clubhouse, and peeled out as
Yeah.
far wide as we could go to get out there to the end of the play.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and I think it was the and the like just the doodling I did tonight was kind of I matched like a lot of the holes on the outside that you have there while just
yeah,
keeping the
to get
like
back
the
home.
original couple routed on the the piece of land we like.
Yeah, I got you. And then the focus 5. I've spun myself all around here. Okay, there we go. I was like, and I'm lost.
Hmm.
And then here's the one. Yeah, something I kind of did because this is like the one that we kind of doodled on this morning.
Hmm.
And I liked it. Where's the hole I did that with? It was one I did like a. Oh, I did it over here instead. I did that same kind of concept of like a 3 shot comes into here, but then it's gonna you got to kind of weasel back around the dudes again to get down to the green
Gotcha.
for the mount. Like so, you're having more of a blinded second, but same kind of concept as what we have on 5.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it's a double dog leg of sorts. I guess more of a straightaway tee shot and then a dog leg afterwards. So
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're good with 1, 2. Obviously, we like that.
Yeah. At the very least, like I like the way you routed it, but I don't. I kind of like them about the same, and at it's more like they. I think both would be very good, or like I rank them kind of evenly, but the current 1-2 already exists, and therefore I don't have to redo them. So I think the they get the bump from me purely because those are already there, and I already know that they're solid. So
I agree. Yeah, and so that's why I'm thinking like we have those 2 good holes there.
yeah.
So that's what I'm just thinking. Like from there, like do we incorporate some of this kind of movement through it to get back up to the old 4 green?
Yeah.
Because I want to have that as a, I mean, just kind of in general, something I like to do with all my plots is I always try to look at those gathering points.
Yeah.
So while this right here is really extreme, obviously sticking 2 greens on this, I'm just playing with that. You know, if we've got these good greens right here, how many do we get in right here? Flicker ourselves with routing here.
Yeah. So I have actually looking at the. I think I did a little bit of sculpting on that like high ridge by the clubhouse. I think we both routed 2 holes up there. So I have 2 holes kind of penciled out, and
I had one. Yeah, I did one. This is where because I did like the 3 loops. So I did a like 1 hole there, and then I did a long transfer to get way outside.
Yeah.
Rather than doing a just because that was the thing when I was going through yours, just when I think got me to look at like how the random was that. I was just thinking through like if it was a real course, like I come in at some point that I have to go over here and just play 2 holes and then go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I was trying to think of how not to do it down and back. It just feels like it's a course, so to speak.
Yeah. So I was tinkering around with what we had. Again, I'm happy to reroute. Like, you know, I can scrap what is now. Again, they're not in order, but we're
just gonna call them numbers of what they are.
Yeah, we're gonna call them the numbers of what they are on the screen because that's just less confusing. So the 6 and 7 that I just added here, like I think both of those are promising spots.
Yeah.
Like, you know, 6, you know, like it might require a little bit of like dialing up or, you know, just kind of sculpting, but you know, I think there's potential in that green site. And 7, I think you can like a short 4 where you just have a ton of fun with the mounds and stuff, and have like a slightly elevated green here can work.
Yeah, because it was like when I was looking, because I'm in the same kind of land.
So then that leaves
like right here. I was like, yeah, this perched up green, and then over here, whatever angle we want.
Yeah.
So this stuff right through here is just really cool.
Yeah. So for me, that leaves a couple options because we can either leave this as like the first hole of the 9-hole loop. Then we go up to 2, then 6, 7, 3, and you know back up that way. And that leaves 5 here as our 7th hole. Then the only problem was that is now we're out here, and we have 2 holes to get back to the clubhouse. Either that or do it as an out and back. So that's another option we have. But so if we did consider that we wanted to get back in 2 holes, I think we'd do like a 5, and then I think we had both routed something similar to this where it's a 4 up the hill, you know, with the green sitting below the clubhouse. Like that's just like that one's a solid winner of a hole. That like this one we kind of want to do at some point anyway, or something close to that.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta use that part.
Yeah, 8's the one that I'm not totally sold on yet. At the very least, like, I can adjust the land to make, you know, so that it's a little more conducive, because it's just kind of random humps and bumps here. But for the time being, there's no obvious, like, good hole in the land. It's kind of a connector hole for now.
Yeah, so when I'm looking at yours, I mean, I would think we flow it as we go 1, 2, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And then decide, you know, depending how we want to play with it. So that gets us 4 holes. We could do, I would think like we could jam a 3 in your if we want to.
Although
we could have a 3 tee box that's, you know, we could have some kind of part. I'm just looking on my end, kind of, let's say you have something that's going like here.
On the flip side, though, I know.
And then peel back up to that green side.
Yeah. Oh, damn, I know I had an alternate routing, and I'm blanking on it. That I incorporated like 1 and 2. Oh yeah, I think it went 1, 2, and instead of coming back down 6, it loops back around to this hole over here and back up to the clubhouse.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say something we could do.
And then so like
to use those 2 holes there, yeah, we could actually just peel right back up.
Yeah.
And then go back down and out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would leave us 1, 2, 3 comes back, 4 goes out. Although
and then 5 and 6 or whatever mark the 6 and 7 going around. and then we use and then 8 becomes the current 5. 9 gets us back up again.
Yeah. But damn, I when I was looking at that routing, like, oh, that leaves what's it? I lost my dang. I know I had idea. Orion, please stop. You're very in the way.
You have Orion. I have my 4-year-old walking. So.
Absolutely. Dang it. How did I have this? How did I have this potentially routed? I know it made like this whole area into 2 separate 9s essentially, which is kind of a cool idea. Like 1 and 2 would be on a different 9 than like 3 and 4.
Yeah.
But
I think.
So yeah, let's see if I went. Oh, I know what it was. It was actually it would only require one of these holes. Like. I know what it was. Sorry, yeah. So you essentially have a little 3-hole loop here where you hit 1, 2, and then you route back to the clubhouse, and you can like shoot off in a different direction on the 4th hole. Essentially having just a 3-hole loop that comes back to the clubhouse, and then have the one on the other side of that be the first hole on the 9, and then that takes you straight to 6, and then you do 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, and that the 5th hole here would be the 7th hole, and then you have 3 holes to get back to the clubhouse for that 9-hole loop, and then we have like another 6-hole loop somewhere else. Yeah. In case like this hole sucks and we wanted to split it into 2 more interesting holes. Yeah.
All right, now you just brought it on. Oh, you're back. Okay. I was like, no, we've been doing so well.
Yeah, so that was the alternate idea I had, and I wanted to get your thoughts on which of those you kind of preferred, like which of these holes like were worth keeping. And
I'm gonna turn my share screen off of your buffer.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. I like because the same thing I do with mine, where I did essentially holes just to give us that flexibility of. Mm-hmm. If you get in an area you don't like, keep failing. That's what with that Omaha it does. It's like it has, I think it's 11 holes that are we'll say the good side of the property working. Mm-hmm. Then you got these other 7 holes on the other side that are just 2 big triangles stuck together to get.
Yeah.
Like Kingsley does.
Yeah. Although, like the only
it's part of property I hate with it. But
I did just realize if we do kind of that outer loop and use that to get out to this stretch of holes, so that we have 3 holes to get back to the clubhouse instead of 2, then that also does make it a lot easier to incorporate like this little incorporate some holes around the lake and get back that way, which I think is a plus, because otherwise we either don't use the lake or our 6-hole loop kind of has to shoot out to the lake and shoot back.
Yeah, well, I also felt like when I looked at the way the land laid, if you look at the lake, right where like that part of where it rounds off kind of closest to the markings right now, mm-hmm. Like it looks like there's an area for like a little stream through it that we could have like a lower lake, like an upper lake that kind of fills into the property somewhere kind of near
where exactly? You kind of cut out for a sec there.
Okay, so
I heard upper lake and I wasn't sure where exactly.
Okay, so where, of course, it is. Here, I'm gonna turn my share screen back on for a second so I can show you what I'm talking about.
Right. No worries.
Okay, so then you've changed the shape on a little bit. Like, so the lake is like, so the lake's right here.
Your screen isn't sharing. I'm just getting an icon. I'm not getting a screen share. Yes.
This one. Are you getting it?
Not yet, for whatever weird reason. Let me try.
Well, here, I can give you a reference. So
on your screen, I got it. Sorry, I just wasn't watching it. We're good. I got it.
Oh, okay.
It popped up.
It was this corner of the lake. and there's like what looks kind of like a little,
Although I should add that I think on the new file the lake is a little bigger and moved in a little closer. So it's it's
okay.
A
It's like it's definitely a bigger lake. Yeah, I was like the shape's different, but like if you go to, let's just pretend this is your lake right here. This is the corner of your lake. We're turning like this, and you've got like 3 little measuring dots right there. So come like right here to this corner of the lake, and then go. There's like a stream, like a little cutout in the land that's going up. And then we could put an upper lake.
Oh,
so that could like 3 dots are together on your next to your lake.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Like essentially, we could like run a stream up towards where the is, and there's some other upper lake up here.
Gotcha. I think that would. Yeah, that would. So that would be kind of where number 5 is right now, somewhere around
so
here.
Like essentially, like go to the corner of the lake, and then go up right there through the middle of those middle dots.
Or like up this way.
No, go to the right of that. To the right of that.
Like over here.
To me, it looks like there's like a depression in your lake.
Or the 3 dots over here.
Yeah, right there.
Gotcha.
Up there, looks like an opening that would be like it would make. Now, of course, I should.
Like over here, something like that.
Yeah, I guess of course the problem I say to that is this is HB and it can't run one.
Yeah.
Build a whole bunch of little.
Yeah. So we could, in theory, you could throw something out over there and run like a little stream down to that one potentially.
Yeah, just
maybe route.
Of course, the problem is our land has so much up and down movement.
It
would also suck to do to have a lake that's got 130 feet of drop in it.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, so I guess otherwise we'd have to go.
There's a reason I don't use water. There's a reason I don't use water.
Yeah, I think when I had made the original plot, I just went like, okay, like I want some water, but I don't want to screw around with it that much, so we're just gonna have a low point that sinks into the natural like water table on the that they give you. That way, you don't have to screw around with any of the water planes and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, so I guess we want at least something up there. I'm gonna clear all the marker. I think
we've got a lot.
So I think we're kind of in agreement on what we have here, and that we like this. It's just a question of splitting it into different.
I mean, for now we just build the holes, so we can take 1 and 2, and then we want to do it. So from 1 and 2, do we want to do the switch back and go back to the clubhouse on something, and then go back out around it?
Yeah, I mean I think that's probably the smart way to do it.
We could even have.
You could even have
perspective. I guess the third hole could actually be if we're going to do a little 2-hole loop right there outside of 1.
Mm-hmm.
We could even have 3 be the outside of the loop, 4 be the inside. Actually, no, I wouldn't, because then I think 4 would too much.
Actually, we could theoretically do. Oh, yeah. The only problem with doing 3 and then like routing back that way is that
I was talking where we had those 2 holes marked outside.
Yeah, and then it's like 4 and 5 are completely cut off from any sort of routing. Yeah, so it's kind of like the 6, 7, 3, 4, and 5 are kind of like a package deal and have to go together, I think, in terms of a routing.
Yeah, I mean, we can do other things. So if we do 1 and 2, I was talking. I was saying 3 and 4, not the ones that are 2 holes that we put up there. So if we do 1, 2 together, and then we back to the clubhouse, away from the clubhouse, and then away from the next hole 6, and then we go. So that's 6. And then you could do it. We got 9 holes in it. Not that I care about coming back at 9.
Yeah, that is true. I guess one of our options is to just say screw it, we're doing an out and back routing, and then just forgetting all of this. And
well, especially because if we do something, so we have 1, we have 2. Now let's just pretend that 3 then 4 goes back outside it, and then 4 gets us to the hole on our map that's hole 6, which is now 5. So we go 6, 7. And then we need and then we go like 6, 7, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
I guess just go ahead and mark 2 holes there, just so we can
yeah,
say the right numbers.
yeah. So that would be 1, 2,
so
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
yeah,
8, and yeah, the 5th hole would be our 9th. So
yeah, and then we're at 9, and then we can come back. We can go around the lake for 2 or 3 holes.
Yeah.
We could like play 10 could be so 2 or 3 that runs to the end of the lake.
Yeah.
11 plays around the lake, and then 12 and 13 come up to the club.
Yeah, exactly. I think
we gotta get 5 holes in them there.
I think that's probably the best idea, and then we can just throw like a halfway house or something off of 5, which is kind of fun in and of itself. So I'm down for that.
Yeah, and then we come around the lake, we get back up to the club 13, and then we come down. So that way now we play off the club on 1, on 4, and 14, and then we come back to it.
Okay, so
then we have like a 3-hole loop.
Yeah. All right, that's an interesting. I like that idea. It's quirky.
I'm all about quirk.
All right, I think we're in agreement then. We're not doing 2 9-hole loops. Yeah, we're doing 3, 6, and then the rest with a halfway house.
Yeah, and then within the back 9, we'll come up with the middle line.
Yeah. And so I guess it means that, what's it like? I don't remember exactly where that green site was, but it was somewhere around here. So, and then I think I had done somewhere, I think this, or somewhere around here was what I had drawn up as the 18th. I think that's probably, or that was the hole I had drawn up as the 9th. So that's probably our 18th there, because that's that's a stunner of an uphill, like long uphill 4 with a great view. Like that's just like a prototypical finishing hole. All right.
Yeah, it was like you have like this kind of big rig. This turns in. Like there's definitely like the way the clubhouse sits. There's room for green as we come back up to the clubhouse to sit under the team there it is.
Yeah. All right.
So it's like we can have we play off on 1, we play off on 4, we play off on 14, and it's like there's absolutely room for greens to sit like below those, where we come back up on 13, we come back on 13.
Gotcha. All right, so we have this one now, or at least I think that's probably what we want for 18, and then let's see.
We may swing it out.
All right, so here's the question: since we're having little loops anyways. Oh dang it! I had an idea and I lost it. It was never mind. It wouldn't work. We would need we have to have. I guess it doesn't matter which one of these, but we have like 2 holes up this way. One needs to come out and one needs to go back, and then it connects up to 6. But it wouldn't make sense for one of these holes to be the new number 1 because the routing doesn't flow the other way.
Yeah, because then we would be if we ran the rest of the round.
Yeah, but
we play 1 and 2, and we wouldn't have.
That being said, although I'm not.
Well, how did I get it out earlier? Because
I'm just more looking at our little area up here, and so we want 1 out and 1 back. And I'm trying to just look at what the best land is, and I feel like this hill here, it probably needs a little bit of sculpting to make it work for a green site, but
like right there to your go to the left, like the green sits right up there between those trees.
Oh, like right up here. Sorry, it'll take a sec, like that, or further.
Even further up, like
on the hill or further up toward the trees on 2.
Right where you drew the X.
All right, perfect. Yeah. All right. So because I think that's the most interesting piece of land that we would draw those 2 holes on. So I think that's our out hole, and we route we basically do a crisscross and
we want to have an invert.
Yeah. So
they're both the same. They're the same looking approach, but the angle you're going to approach it with is going to be we're going to approach them differently.
Yeah. So then we can
peel that. We can peel that T from the left.
Actually, I can even make the dog leg more pronounced.
Yeah.
So they actually almost kind of dog leg opposite directions.
Yeah.
There we go. So that would be our out hole, and that connects to 6, which leaves like the hole coming back to the clubhouse. The startup.
We get some flexibility. Ooh, and we can even take that hole back around to like where we have 6. Like we can even just have a T. We could have that T in both dimensions.
Although now that we're doing like an out and back, again we can just add a couple holes if we wanted.
Yeah, we could also build 2 holes.
Yeah, exactly. Assuming that there's enough interesting land up here that you think it's, we can.
Yeah, I mean, we could do it we could do a triangle. Just run further out to the left for a hole.
That would work. Yeah, and then our halfway house would be up here, like on the hill by 4 type thing.
Yeah, which is also good because then it's available 2, it's available after 4, or after 5. Yeah,
Well, that works.
Again, that was always one of my things that, not that we actually get to partake in a virtual halfway house, but something I loved about every abandoned course is if you didn't know better, you would swear they were all the courses down. Because every course has do multiple times. And it's just the effectiveness of having the routings, having structure out and like having everything just kind of roll within each other and around each other, and all these triangles flowing together. So it's like they can just find a cool place for a halfway house. They stick one out there, and it's like, oh, you come to this one 3 times on this course. You come to it twice.
I'm trying to remember what random stuff that works for halfway house. Whatever. I'll just mark it with like this big fancy wash.
Oh, there's some small little
there's some cool stuff that we can use for it. I just don't remember what tabs they're in. I just want to mentally mark where we'd put it. So around there is a good spot.
There's just like a windmill in for now. That's my go-to markers. Windmills and lighthouses.
Oh yeah.
Never forget to come back to it later.
Let's see. So I like this hole.
Publish your course with a giant.
So let's go pencil this one in as well. And this one is it's about 470. So that's like a solid hole. All right. We're going to clear out the distance markers cuz that's that's sloppy. All right. So that gives us like 2 holes to kind of get back to the clubhouse in an interesting way. Okay.
Now we can play with that land and something to.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of interesting land there now, but we can.
It would be a cheating thing to do there. Just to have a lake right there, and we just do a triangle, and then we're gonna do a triangle around the top.
I was gonna say, I could throw an upper lake up there, like that can kind of work.
Yeah, because it's actually sensible enough.
And we can just
maybe like the lands of water in there, and then breaking news is called underground irrigation. That connects to the lower lake. Comes in there.
Yeah.
Then water's the lower part of the course.
Yeah, because I also don't mind this being the high point of the course. We can let it kind of slope off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing the old school, the old American Country Club thing of the club. So.
But of course, I figure we can also, what do you want to call it? I guess we don't it can just kind of be 2 any hole type thing. We don't have to get those 2. We don't have to settle on anything. We can just kind of pencil in it goes out and it comes back in a triangle, and just go wild with the land later because it doesn't affect anything else on the plot in the same way that everything else down here affects everything else. It's kind of its own little separate thing.
Yeah, right. And we're free to do what we want with it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So pencil in probably a 3 into 4, I guess.
Yeah, likely.
Oh wait, actually, well, I had penciled in a 3 here, but it would connect from 2, so we would go par 4 and then 2 par 3s.
Yeah, you wouldn't start a course though.
No. All right, so we'll delete those.
Well, maybe just go 4 and 3. Then.
Yeah, we go 4-3, and then we'll do. I guess I could do. we need a 5 out here probably. So I could do I can do a 5 out this way, something like that, relatively straight, and then have like an uphill 3. Oh, that's very uphill. Whatever. Again, we'll play with the land later. So we potentially do just par 5 out, par 3 up, something like that.
Yeah, of course I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, we could stick 2 for 3s, but no, we already have 2 in there. So we can't do 2 3s.
All right, so let's see, and then that would give us, we have 1, 2, 3 par 3s. All right, and I figure we can, one around the lake probably makes sense, but then we also don't have any in the closing stretch unless we wanted to do 5 3s.
We just get what we get.
Yeah,
Let's see where the land takes us.
Sounds good. All right, so
I just figure out a routing that I like.
Just to kind of mark, like,
as long as I'm not over 73.
Yeah, just to kind of mark, like, you know, these are very tentative, but I just kind of want to put something down just so that gives us a count of, like, how many of each type of hole we have. So, yeah, all right. Which, all right, and then I can hop over tabs. All right, so far we have 3 par 3s, 5 par 4s, and 3 par 5s. Although, I think, is it counting 8 as a 5? Yes, it is. And that's, I think I had penciled that in more as like a long 4. Although we could make it a 5, but I think I like the... Oh, and it's going to give me 3 damn tee boxes. That's a pain in the ass. Whatever. So that would give us...
I noticed, like, going through the plot, just like...
2
like,
fives.
Or, like, just the way we operate things, like, I just always just go off one TV and figure out the other ones in the barrier. I'm just like, you plotting down multiples.
Gotcha.
Just how we each just have our own, like, styles and how we land our holes.
Yeah. It's always a fun thing to kind of, like, see how other people do it.
Yeah. Or, like, I won't, like my greens, like, if one lays in naturally, great. Otherwise, or if I just, like, see what I want it to do, I'll do it. But a lot of times it's like, I see how this green lays into the land, like, I'm going to slow it again.
Yeah, let's see. All right, so we're here on number 5, and this is our 10th hole. So that means we have, I guess, what, 6 more holes? 7, I think, to route. Because I think we kind of agree that 18 here is the winner.
Yeah, I think 8 though is 18. I think it'll be a dogleg, right? I don't know. Maybe we're on the same. I guess you just sculpted the land a bit more, because there was a big ridge over there.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, I made it a little less severe because it was a little bonkers before.
Yeah, there was a really big ridge, which I was like having. That was like the part that
that
I did like about those 5 holes. It's like, man, like.
Yeah, it's like I liked the land movement, but it was a little. Yeah, it was very sudden and very severe. Yeah, where it's just like it needed to be a little. It needed smaller bumps. Yeah, but I think it's a little better now. All right, but anyway, so we're out here by this lake. I figure. I mean, I guess we could do like a par 4 that kind of curls around the lake. Although that brings us all the way to the edge of the plot, so we have to be a little careful with that.
Well, do we want to stretch the 5th hole further?
I mean, actually, that's not a bad idea, honestly, because yeah, I think it's like right now it's like a driver wedge hole because your drives you're hitting like a 350-yard drive.
Yeah, that's the thing I kept hating about it was just like I'm gonna take a tee further every time I keep doing this.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I like the green side, I like the tee. I just don't like the hole.
Yeah,
because it was like, oh.
Plus, then we have this like little ridge up here that potentially makes a better green site too. And then we have this great 560-yard par 4, which I dig. Yeah, alright, so we have something like that, potentially.
And that gets us further down. So if we want to just swing around,
yeah. So
at that point, then we can do and we could even do like a drivable 4, like on the corner of the lake.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like we can almost do like par 3, bring the edge of the lake into play, something like here, and then do another like a drivable 4 that cuts another corner, something like that, and I just bring the lake out a little more. So like I don't know, like this. I don't know how I'd route the hole, but actually,
yeah, I think I'd come around. I think I've played around the outside. In some ways, I'm thinking of like a funky cape almost. Like look at the lake. So if you go beyond that, where you would put the 3 green,
3 green,
and then have like the other side of the lake.
Oh, like
or not that 3, the par 3 green. So you get that line for what would be possible.
So you're talking about
ignore number 5. We just extended the green out.
Yep.
And then you drew a line marker for what could be a par 3 going down the lake.
Yep.
Now go to the right of that, and then let's do a par 4.
Oh, you just want to do it on the other bank? Got it.
Yeah, go to the other side of it, and like
so like this.
Just the way that bank doglegs. Right?
Yep.
Like have something that's the green's right there, but yeah, you have this. We'll figure out our numbers and yardages, but like.
Yeah.
It actually reminds me of it's something I tried to recreate in design. The one design that I did this season, but it's that Pete Dye golf club. It's something he does a couple times where whatever the biggest he creates, like it's like teasing blindness. So whatever the aggressive plays, he lets you see it, and then he just hides the concern. So you get to, let's say you play this and you get to the option to go forward in 2, and maybe it's over water, it's something like this. The approach shot's running along the green hole, just runs with the water, and it's like the fairway swings back to the right and up the hill. You can't see where you're going to hit you. If you want to just lay up, you don't see any of it, or all you can see is there's my green. I'm going to go.
Gotcha.
And he does it like 3 or 4. I think he does it 3 times. So I'm seeing something like that where you can have a short floor where, like I said, I did one of my design lake where I did that. It's a short 4 that it's drivable in the right winds, but all you can see from the tee box is the green and a big kicker slope that knocks you into it. You don't see any of the layup area. Where it's like if you just want to hit a sensible tee shot and a wedge in, you don't see it. You don't see the tee shot. That's the safe option of the tee.
Gotcha.
We're just gonna. So I could see doing something like that with that tee shot possibly, where
that works for me.
We hide most of the fairway except for the part that says "See if you can bang your driver up here and catch this big kicker and run the lake on the."
All right.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm fine penciling that in. All right.
Yeah, I like that. So let me have that hole out there.
Although that'll definitely limit us to doing like a short 3 though. Because there's just not a ton of space there. But that's fine. Like, I don't mind. Because I can also... Like, I have room to stretch out what would be number 4 here, the 9th hole. I have room to stretch that out. So, I can turn that into, like, a 180-yard uphill one. That's, and then have this be our short 3. Alright, so that brings us to, I guess, 13. So that would be our 12th hole. We'll go clear all this up. And then, I mean, there's got to be some good land in here. It's just more about like, okay, now we get to fiddle around in this open space and then just kind of get back to here for 18. Although, I mean, we can kind of play with the lake a little bit more if we wanted. It just gets harder to route stuff back.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Alright. So we could do... let's see. I could potentially do... Although, and then we have another short 4 if I was going to do it out like that. So... Yeah, maybe... Ooh, alternatively... I could just
18s.
I could expand this lake a little bit and then like make it come into play on number 5 there, and just ignore trying to like get back to this lake. You have like the blind tee shot. You end up at the bottom here, and then then we put the green kind of over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep, I think I like that better. Plus, that moves it out of the way of the tee shot for this one.
Yeah, so it's like, it's not in the way for your tee shot, but then you get up there and now you see, oh yeah, there's a lake there.
Yeah, perfect, awesome.
No. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Ducker. I'm not trying to ignore chat. There's just a lot going on at once, so it's a little difficult. I'm sure this probably doesn't make the best video content, but I don't know. I want to experiment a little bit, and I also kind of wanted to document this process. So, apologies for folks who are.
I made him go in.
Oh, stop abusing your mod powers.
He doesn't think I'm paying attention. I'm always watching.
All right.
I always have one eye on you.
That's fair. Okay, so I think I see a spot up here that I think makes a good green site. Probably something like this, I think. I don't know how. I feel like the lag is probably increased, so I don't know how long it'll take you to see that X there.
I see it.
All right, perfect. I feel like, and we can probably. I can always move the tees back a bit.
Yeah, do your thing for a minute. My wife just.
Yeah. So. All right. Sounds good.
Back into stuff.
Yep. I guess while Forrest is gone, I can apologize to chat again for. I know this probably isn't the greatest video content, but again, it's wanted to do something a little different with this season, and documenting kind of a little bit of like how the collab process can work is I think that's a solid idea to make it different, but also you're just going to kind of end up with stuff like this where we go back and forth for an hour and tinker with, like, throw ideas back and forth and tinker with stuff. So yeah, well, again, hopefully you guys like it. It's we're making this up on the fly, so it is what it is. And yes, Orion is feeling very needy this evening, so that means he needs to hop up on my desk and pace in front of my face constantly. It makes it very difficult to do anything. All right, so that'd be hole 13. What would I do from there? Also, I think that's only. No, okay, it's over 400 yards, so it's not a long 4, but it's at least. Kind of a pseudo mid-length one. And we can make this play as a long 4. Exactly. That one's probably fine. I guess I would route backwards, probably? Like down this way, something? Maybe we hit that point up there. Might make a decent green site. I'd need to resculpt this hill, I think, but that's okay. Alright, so that would be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I guess I could do like 15, 16, 17, 18, and that could work. Actually, then I could just, I could move this E over here. Lessen the severity of the dog leg, because it's already a long uphill 4. So I think that's probably a smart idea. Alright, so that would leave us, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's see, alright. Do I need any 5s? I need one more 5. So 15 probably makes sense as a 5. Do I have any more? I already have 4 4s. I feel like we almost need a 5th par 3. We can make 16 one. So we have like our last one is hole 11 and there's 3 on the front. That's a little lopsided. It's really easy to fit par 3s in places, so we don't really have like a long one. I guess this one's kind of a long one, but I can make a really long one. Alright, so that would leave us with 13. Kind of short to mid-length 4, then mid to long 4, par 5 of some kind, probably a good idea. Like uphill, 550. Alright. Then, ooh, I think I like the long idea of like a long 4 with the clubhouse way in the background. That's kind of fun. We do like a long 3 there, and then we end, probably like mid-length 4. Maybe find a cool green site here, and then like really, oh, that's right, I moved it over here. So we would do something like, whatever. I can resculpt that hill and put that one in there. Oh, Trail Ducker got muted again. What did he do? I didn't even get to see it. Stop abusing mod powers, you guys. Alright, let me delete that hole. The whole settings. I feel like I could tighten the routing just a little bit. We did great on this section, and then this section kind of feels a little spread out. All right, so we would do something up this way. So there we go. Yeah, yet again, I'd have to go. Something like that. I'd have to resculpt that, but that'd be our tee shot. Yeah, we could make this a stupid hole that's like, 637 feels fun. Like, that's just a bonkers par 5. Now let's just go up here. Oh yeah, and then our 18th is around here somewhere. Though that is way too long for a closing 4. I need to move that way up. Alright, so what does that give us in terms of overall length? Actually, I could make this a 5. Then we end 5, 3, 4, 5. That gets us back to 72. Ooh, and it's and I could bump these tees back even further if I wanted. I would call shortage to charge our links. That's funny. I wanna, although I can probably tighten these up a little bit. I see something, I want to make sure. Yeah, he's still on the call. So it's just something must have there must be some family emergencies going on. So then I can find some way to. I wanna tighten these up just a little bit. Because again, the routing here is really solid, and then this just kind of gets sloppy. Dang it, I keep passing it. There we go. Something like that would work. Here, we're gonna delete that hole. So if I went drive here, and then, yeah, something like that's still fine. I can move our long par 3 kind of here-ish. Like, that's probably a better view, but at the very least, we just kind of move it over here. And then maybe change up that land so that works a little better. Oh, you'll be a few more minutes. You understand if you have to jet before you're back. Yeah, no worries. I'll just keep tinkering, I think, for the time being. But alright, so I think I like these two. I want to reel in here. Alright, we're gonna. Okay, I like for that. Alright, let's try. Alright. We're gonna delete the last 4 and see how we can reel those in. Worst case, I mean, we got a lot of our collab process for the first couple holes. Or, you know, for the first most of the holes. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So, I mean, worst case, we just pass this back to Forrest and, you know, let him do changes that he needs to do. And then I could do, oh yeah, I could just bring it closer to the clubhouse that way. So it would still occupy kind of that same spot. It would just be much closer. We have 15, 16. All right. Again, I have to redo all this land, but yes, it's just us two on this collab for now. All right, and then that lets me do. Actually, I could probably get away with a longer 4 then. Yeah, like 470, a little downhill, can work. Again, I'll have to redo some of these mounds, but that's fine. Then, although it does give me this high point. Let me go all the way up here, which I think that kind of a straighter hole probably works for 18. I kind of dig this idea. I think we roll with that a little bit. This one can be just the monster at like 620, 630, something like that. Uphill. We have our kind of flat 240-ish par 3. Yeah, so we can just have a brute of a closing stretch. yeah, downhill 500-yard par 4. And then we ease up and give you something a little easier as like a suitor reachable. Yeah, I mean, again, we can move the tees up. We can make this a reachable 5 on the last hole. I think that's a solid routing. Again, I can, like, it'll admittedly, like, I'm not really paying any attention to the land movement on 15 and 17 yet, but and then there's that big stupid mound in the way on 18, but I think it maximizes what we're getting out of what do you want to call it, of like, I like this big uphill second shot, and you can see that entire the entire hole up to the clubhouse there for the closing hole. That's I think that's a solid closer there. Well, that being said, again, I can probably we put it like there. We could bring that a little tighter. Again, whatever. We can sort that later. And I can also, yeah, because we don't utilize this area at all. So that would bring us in a level, and that would work. All right. Yeah, this is just gonna be an absolute kick in the teeth closing stretch, which I dig. Yeah, I might have to reel it in just a little bit in terms of distance, but like this looks like potentially so much fun. 240 uphill, like that's a stupid 4 or a stupid par 3 in the best possible way. Yeah, and then you go, yeah, kind of this downhill 4. I don't know if I'm necessarily maximizing the landscape on this, but I can resculpt it to make it kind of interesting, I think. Like 15 and 17, I think, are works in progress. I like the promise of 16, and I like the promise of 18. So I think those ones are worth it. And it's just a question of how to make those last two work. Yeah, and I'll have to tweak the distances so that this is doable, even if it's on the tougher side. But I do want to make this one doable. Alright. So there we go, that's probably a winner. Oh, and then I just need to reorder the holes. Okay. So we have 1, 2. Like, this will probably be 3. What was it? Oh yeah. Hole settings, reorder hole. This will be the 3rd. We have 4 come back to the clubhouse. We have a little 4-hole loop. Ryan, what you doing over there, huh? Yes, goofball. 1, 2, 3, and then this will be our 5th hole. There we go. Then this will be 6. That will be 7. That's 8. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yep, alright, there we go. It is all routed. Just realized, oh, we don't have a driving range, but that's fine. There's plenty of room. We can, we can build, oh, we want surfaces, that's what I'm thinking. We could easily do just a big driving range over here somewhere. Man, there's so much room left on this plot. Maybe, who knows, maybe there needs to be a little 9-hole par 3 on the course. I haven't really done one of those I haven't tacked on a par 3 short course or anything on really any course I can think of. And I mean, this is just a fun course, and there's no deadline for anything. This could be a fun one to potentially route a little I mean, we have all this room out here. We could easily do an out and back loop with a short course. We have plenty of space. And we could even I don't know, we could that could be a little mini addition to the season of the Joy of Planting. I haven't done one of those. And we could even bring in we could either I could do another collab, or I could entirely pass it off and see if someone else wants to design the 9-hole short course. All right. So there, I think that's a good start for routing. I guess we're far enough in to the episode. I probably don't want to start anything else. Just kind of flip through what we have so far. Also, it is kind of funny. You can see the the halfway house straight from the first tee. You could almost hit it with your tee shot, but it kind of makes sense. So. I do love the look into this green on the first hole. I think this alone, and I mean, I still need to dial this green in a little bit, but there's a ton of promise, I think, to this green site. I'm excited for it. I wanna see if I can make this kind of a thumbprint, or a little bowl pin for pin 1, right on the front corner. Is this your Shaker Valley? I'm not sure what that means. I don't remember that course. Oh, Shaker Value, ER, Dario's course. Is that what you're getting at? Like again, it probably wouldn't be that difficult, but yeah, I mean something kind of in that vein is probably what we're going for. You know, like Cherry Brook, except dialed up more, like more extreme. I gotcha. Yeah, this one needs tons of work, so there's that. Or like this little triangle out here, but that's fine. And then the rest of the routing is solid. This one's in a fun spot. All right. Well, I guess I think we're probably at about the end of this episode anyways. And Force probably isn't back yet. So I guess does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback on Oh, hey, there we go. Hello.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Yep, no worries. So I did a tentative routing for the rest of the course.
Alright, so let's see. So is the
So all right. So I think we were on 13 or so when you left.
yeah.
All right. So I figured, like I think this was like kind of a short-ish four. Yeah, like 420, little uphill green site. Nothing crazy, but like I think we can have some fun with this one. Then okay, I have to do something with like this tee box and this hill here, but uh, route back down this way. I'd have to adjust this ridge a little bit depending on how long this hole needs to be, but like another kind of like a green sitting up on the ridge just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and then 15 and 17 are kind of a mess, but I can resculpt those a little bit. I really the keys here are 18, which I think is now why is it not giving me, it won't let me, oh, it's because I clicked over there. All right. 18 I think would be an uphill par 5, potentially reachable because the closing stretch would be like a over 600 yard par 5 uphill, then like a 230-ish yard par 3 kind of looking back at the clubhouse, and 500 yard par 4, although this one's downhill, but with 15, 16, 17 just being a really tough stretch, I figured I could bump 18 into like a reachable 5 versus a punishing 4.
Yeah.
So
I like having 17 as a breather hole amongst. I mean, because we're taking a bit of a breath on 13 or 14, and then like big punchy holes on 15, 16, 18.
yeah, or I should say 17's kind of supposed to be the dick punchy one, and then 18 is the like the last scoring chance at the end of the round.
Yeah.
Or although we could switch it, I could make 17 the reachable 5 and 18 a tough 4 with just a little bit of tweaks.
Yeah. We can even have back-to-back 5s, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because again, does par
Sorry, what was that? Does par something?
does par really matter?
No.
Hi Wes, how are you?
Wes, what's up? We are talking routing with Forrest here.
Hello.
Yeah, and then admittedly, like I didn't really follow the land for these last couple holes as much, but I'm also looking even with the improved sculpting, like there's not a ton of green sites that really jump out to me, so I don't mind like kind of reworking the sculpting for these on the fly to make the holes interesting.
Yeah, I mean a compelling like green over here where
Yeah,
like that little hole where like next to where it says number box in the middle is like a compelling green site. It just kind of leaves us in a weird spot to go in there.
Yeah.
Orion. So that hole, if you're like in the middle of some window, if you're coming off the tee and something to the left of like a corner area. Like that's an interesting one, but we'd have to be playing. Like you could have 15 bend left up into it. Right, I like where 15 is going. It's like on the upper shelf.
Yep. And again, we can always like this is just kind of a tentative routing.
We're still placeholdering out there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I figure, this lets us work on a number of holes that are more solid in terms of where we want them than others. And we can tweak the routing off stream if need be.
Yeah.
Like. Again, I think 16 is promising. I might play around with that one, see what kind of long 3 really jumps out at me. And then, we can rework the rest depending on, essentially basically work, find the holes that really work and then route the rest around those as need be.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
All right. Yeah. And again, so we don't have to do it all now because I think we're kind of hitting a good episode length, anyways. And
yeah,
I was actually right about to sign off when you hop back on, but it works out okay.
Yeah, I was sitting there watching for the one back to bed. I was like, "See if I can make it in 40 pounds."
And then I'm like, oh, I had just penciled in like a range spot and. I was also looking at this going, we have so much space to play with that we could even do a little out and back 9-hole short course loop or something over on that side.
Yeah.
See if anyone else wants to hop in and
I've got to do short ditch now, so.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna route that short course.
Yeah, then we can give Maddie the short course on this one as compensation.
Oh. Perfect. Yeah, he has to do this one, and I'll do short ditch.
Yeah, that works.
There we go. We'll call this one the Dirty Rascal.
Yeah,
the Little Rascal. We'll be the Little Rascal. That's what we'll call it.
Okay, you don't have to, Maddie, but I also kind of like the idea of if we're collabing on the main course, pulling somebody in to design the short course on it. And I've never actually gone through and done I think a 9-hole par 3 on any. I've intended to do it on a number of projects that I've started and just never actually gone through and done it. So
that's why I was proud of myself for getting a putting course, pseudo putting course built on 5-hole because I built them, I put them in the big course and never.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if I've played the putting course. I need to get around to that.
Yeah, well, it's it's 7 or 8 holes in a small adventure course, and then an adventure hole or 2 to kind of do over.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's exciting. I should go play that.
Yeah, it's a little something. It's if you want to play the no-tempo lifestyle, you just see the
yeah. All right.
Just have it embraced.
Well,
good.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, thank you for joining me on this episode. It was good to have you.
Likewise. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I figured routing's an important part of a project, and even if the stream's going to be kind of messy, it's really good to kind of get that collab process and the thought process that goes into routing and stuff. And this way at least it gives folks an overview of what's happening. So even if we miss a little bit of the whole construction, hopefully there aren't any crazy surprises of and then we did all of this stuff off screen.
Oh, and by the way, here's the golf course.
Exactly. Yep. All right.
I like it looking at this overhead view just because I can see.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of seeing triangles and routing, and it's now I just see all these triangles that are overlapping each other. So
yeah, I think
that makes me happy.
Yes, and I also admittedly, I tightened up 15 through 18 because I liked
Yeah.
looking at like this part of the plot is crazy efficient in its usage of space, and then 15 through 18 took up like an equal amount of space. Like no, like it feels weird to just have the last 4 holes take up double the space. We gotta reel those in a little.
Yeah, but if we set the land right to where even if we just have some kind of step down tiers in the land, so that as we're playing, 15 through 18, you're seeing the rest of the course back off to the side.
Exactly.
It'll help it feel more connected rather than just. And we jammed 4 long holes in over here just because we had to get to 18.
Exactly, and again, if we have a short course off to the side, you get to see all of those off on the other side too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have to get Maddie to work then.
We will.
Hey, I mean, you just put in a cram session to go finish the open course, so get back to work.
Yep. You got nothing else going on now. You're free.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll have you back on for, maybe a couple more episodes out of this series. Well, again, we're making it up as we go, so however the format turns out is, we'll figure it out as we go.
Indeed. Sounds good, man.
But it'll be fun. So thank you, Forrest, for joining me, and thank you, chat, for joining me. It's great having you along. So I guess we'll just sign off here, and until next time, have a good one.